Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Danielle and I currently live alone and trying to shift towards healthier meals whilst remaining on a budget. And as usual, this video is just me going through what I ended up getting for food for the week, mainly from Lidl. In fact, everything this week is from Lidl. And just showing you what I end up getting, how much it costs, and doing a little food plan to what I end up planning to eat during the week as well. Another pretty small one this week, thanks to me obviously going to the butcher's a few weeks ago and just making sure that I'm still using up everything that I have in my fridge, my freezer, and those dreaded cupboards as well. So without further ado, let's get into what I did purchase this week, and then I'll come back and do the food plan with you. So I spent £18.92 in Lidl this week, and as you can see, a fairly small selection of things, but always full of purpose. So I did get 500 grams of blueberries this week. As you can see, they're pretty decent in size as well, and I'm looking forward to having these with a mixture of breakfasts or snacks, perhaps even the odd dessert throughout the week as well. And then I'm so happy that my Lidl has kept doing loose carrots, not just over Christmas. So I just picked up a couple of these. I find that I don't tend to go through a whole bag of them in time before they do start to go bad. And I tend to go through phases with carrots quite a lot. So I just grabbed a couple of those instead of more than that. And I picked up a cucumber, just made sure to get one. I do still have some of my pickled cucumber, but I want to have some to be able to put into or on the side of some meals during this week. And then I looked at some of this antipasti mix a week or so ago and ummed and ahed, but I decided to pick it up this week to have as a bit of a treat during the weekend or sort of as part of my lunches or something during a work day. So obviously has some olives and some feta as well as some other bits and bobs in there. And I'm looking forward to getting that. It's obviously a bit more on the pricey side, but well worth it. And I definitely had the budget for it. Then I just got a couple of large baking potatoes as well. I don't know why I was trying to stack them up like that because obviously it nearly ended in disaster. Then I grabbed some salad tomatoes as well. Figured that these would be good to have again as part of some lunches, some sort of on the go quick breakfasts. As well if I want, or if I want sort of in terms of frying them up or something with some other things. But then I picked up some of these cheese topped rolls, obviously a little bit more pricey than just getting some regular rolls, but they definitely called my name and I knew I needed to get some rolls for a recipe later on this week anyway. Sticking with the theme of trying to use up some of those noodles that I do have in the cupboard, I picked up another stir fry mix. Obviously, find these to be super handy to use, especially with some of the sauces that I do already still have in the fridge as well. But then I also picked up some more salad leaves. You can see there's definitely a theme here in terms of the tomato, the cucumber, and the salad leaves as well. Like I said, I do want to have them as part of a dinner, but I might end up having them as part of some lunches as well. And then I grabbed some baby corn. Been wanting to get some baby corn for a while, but there are definitely some ways that I can incorporate it into some meals. And if not, then they can definitely just go on the side of a meal somewhere along the lines as well. But then I grabbed some spicy pepperoni. I ummed and ahed between the spicy version and the mild version. But the spicy one, definitely to me, isn't spicy. At least it does have a little bit of a kick to it. But when I balance it with everything else that I am planning to put it with, it will work out quite well. And I grabbed some sliced jalapenos as well. Once I found them in Lidl, they weren't in the section that I expected them to be in. And then I paused and realized that they'd probably be in the completely different section. I don't know why they can't just put them with kind of the roasted red peppers and everything like that. But no, instead they decide they want to put them over with kind of the tacos and naan stuff. I also grabbed some peeled tomatoes rather than some chopped tomatoes because this will be easier for me to just use half a tin and blend it up for some chopped tomatoes and then figure out what to do with the other half, perhaps have it as a breakfast or as part of a cooked breakfast. Then I'm going to do something that involves some pesto. And whilst I could make my own, the price of this pesto is just so much more practical and involves a lot less time as well. So I just decided to grab that to pop into the fridge with whatever I don't end up using. And last but not least, I also picked up some more of that cold pressed apple, mango, spinach, and avocado juice as well. So I said £18.92. It would have been an extra £1.30, but I did have some discounts going on. Now that you've seen all that, let me go through what I do intend to actually eat this week. As always, I have my little list here. So as you'd have seen, I got some stir fry vegetables and I still have some more noodles and things I need to use up. So just going to do one of those. Then I'm going to make some meatballs at some point, probably do it with some form of pasta, whichever one I still happen to have open, or have some spaghetti open as well. And then I'm going to do a beef stew. I obviously got some stewing beef mince at the butcher's, and I can just pop that into the slow cooker and let it do sort of on one of my busier days as well. And either do that with some potato or some rice or something as well. And I'm going to make some burgers up. I'm going to put sort of an egg in there and everything with some of those cheese rolls. I did want to get some pineapple to go in them as well, because I love to have burgers, pineapple and egg, but Lidl didn't have any form of pineapple, so can't do what they don't have. And with that, I'm obviously going to have more rolls than I need. So I'm going to then turn some of them into kind of sort of pizzas, some sauce, and then some of that pepperoni, some jalapenos, obviously a bit of cheese and everything as well. And then just sort of toast them up a little bit. Got the pesto, so I can do a chicken pesto pasta with obviously some vegetables and things thrown in there as well. And then to make sure I'm using up some more things in sort of my cupboards and everything, I'm going to do a tin tuna fish cake for one of the days as well. Like I said, I will probably then use some of the potato that I got to obviously bind it all together. But I already have breadcrumbs, eggs and everything to be able to use up as well. And then just do something on the side with it as well. So a fairly simple week, I'd say, again, overall. But like I say, just trying to use up things that I have, just to make sure that I'm using everything efficiently and effectively without it going bad, to keep myself staying on a sensible budget as well. But as always, that is pretty much everything for me this week. Next week, I have plans to take my mum for afternoon tea for her birthday, and then just do a little bit of shopping as well. But again, it'll probably be quite a small one in terms of the price point. But if you're interested in that, meals I eat during the week or recipe videos, then please consider liking and subscribing, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks guys, bye.